Welcome back to my channel, Jay Righteous with the Flows. They wanted you to be fooled. I'm gonna say it one more time. They wanted you to be fooled. See, they didn't believe that you were really giving your whole heart into the connection that you had with them. There was somebody that you connected with. It could have been a family. It could have been a friend, a close friend, long-term friend, a friend that you had trusted. It could have been just a relationship, a spouse, a failed relationship. This is what happens to the chosen ones when they walk this path and they move with the love of God in their heart. Sometimes moving in this righteous spirit will tend to brush people off the wrong way. See, over time, when people start to see that you stay down and they're struggling, you see, they'll not understand why. Because some of these people's intentions wasn't to support you from the beginning. They already had a bunch of problems that they were so busy dealing with, that the enemy put on their path, that they didn't even realize that they needed to actually go back and fix these issues so they can be able to see clear and move forward. One thing I realized, the enemy loves to take us off of focus, when we're really trying to give our all to God, when we're really doing our best. Some people might not even realize the whole time we might be in the midst of struggling to just overcome some things internally and get closer to God. The whole time people not even realizing that in the process of being around us, it's chosen. You see, it's unfortunate because this is how we sometimes lose our focus on God, because we'll be around people who really don't mean well for us. So they're doing things to set us up in situations so that we could be looked at as the world. So we can be looked at as if God has not been doing work on us and God has not been doing certain things for us in our lives. And it's unfortunate. But all you gotta do is just keep saying prayed up and making them changes that you've been making over the years. Keep following that righteous path. This is what they don't want you to recognize and realize, that you had all opportunity right now at this very second. God had gifted you the opportunity to start over anything and do it better this time. But you must do it God's way. You're going to have to give your life to God, because the only way you was ever even able to be where you're at today is because God put you there. God gave you them experiences to teach you so you could recognize Him in your life. You can see how God's about to maneuver you from one situation to the next. And people, they hate you. They hate you because it's like some of them, when they start to realize how much time they have to put into themselves, they start to compare themselves. And that's just a trick. That's just the enemy right there. Again, popping up in their life again, convincing them that they got to sit there and go against you. And y'all got to be on like a one-on-one thing. And they got to low-key go against you every time they come around you. Deep in their hearts, they're really trying to have one on you. Beat you in some type of imaginary competition that they created in their head. Trying to take you off focus. The enemy trying to take you off focus. And these people out here, they're going to sit there and make it seem like you're crazy. Something's wrong with you. When you've been just walking this walk with God for a long time. And you dealing with this with God one-on-one. Just you and God. Because that's what it's going to have to be. I don't care how close you get to anybody. There's nobody that's going to be able to be real with you like God. It takes a long time to build trust. Just a couple of seconds to lose it. By just doing and saying the wrong thing. And people wonder why people don't stay in contact with each other no more. Everybody's disrespecting and betraying each other because they allowed the devil in their life. People don't even forgive people no more. They forgive people, but they forgive the wrong people. They forgiving people that they know is going to betray them versus people that they even give a chance. Or versus people that they know won't betray them, God's people. They don't want that. They're not sad. So for some people aren't satisfied until they realize that they just gonna have to give their life to God so they can become what it is that God called them to be. Because once that happens, God will be able to what? Open your mind up now and give you discernment so you can be able to see what's out here in the streets. See what's out here, around you. To be aware of the enemies just plotting on your life daily. If you think that we're just in this life and everything's just supposed to be fun and games, and you got this all confused. Pay attention. There's different levels. Some people are surviving and some people are living. There's two different type of things. People surviving, some of them are going through hell right now, alive. Then you got some people out here who's surviving and, they might not be going through that much hell. But that is all weighed and based on different things. That is all determined the level of lifestyle, right? You don't know. That could be internally or externally. Some people could be going through some pains emotionally. They cannot control their emotions and they need people to support them emotionally. Some people could be going through pains that are financially and they're depressed because they can't break that financial border, that block from out their life because they got too much hate and negativity. They never gave their life to God to clear their mind. God wants to clear your mind. God says renew your mind. Clear your mind of all them thoughts in the back of your mind that's holding you back. That's just the devil. That's just the thoughts from the enemy trying to come. The enemy is a spirit. It's an energy that's just around. I'm not saying this to put any fear out there because, all fear, it should be, it should be just in God. It should be afraid of God, right? That's what the Bible tells us. Proverbs tells us the beginning of wisdom is to fear God, right? So, just with that being said, this is how the enemy take you off focus. Straight up. You're going to literally have to separate yourself. And people will hate you. But that's just something that you're just going to have to accept and realize that this is for your life. People hated Jesus. People hated everybody. But that's one thing that you must have to do on your path if you want to grow. God he'll bless you. And that's what's so funny is as a chosen one, we can't even really show our happiness like that. People would think we fake or something. No, we're not fake. We just can't be happy around certain people no more. We can't even be ourselves. We have to walk around the world and it's we can't even really be our true selves because people gonna get us wrong and hate on us. Straight up. And we out here trying to help them and show them the way, look, all you got to do is just turn to God. And when they see that, they hate it. They hate you. They know what you're doing. But they don't want to do the work for themselves because they just don't want to do it. It sounds like too much work. It's too hard. It sounds difficult. But little do they know, all you need to do is just take one step at a time. God is not asking you to just go cold turkey. But God is asking you to take a step at a time, and he'll get you there over time. And that's a beautiful walk. I like what J. Cole said. He said, there's beauty in the struggle. He said there's ugliness in the success. And that's a deep statement right there. And I bring that up because it's important. I'm not saying that because I worship, music industry idols or anything like that. I'm just saying as an example that, it's true. It's true, right? It's beauty in the struggle because in that process you're learning. Things are being revealed to you. God is giving you insight. God is giving you determination. He's giving you motivation. He's giving you the courage you need by teaching you the reasons why things are happening, giving you signs in your life, your individual path. You can't worry about everybody else. You need the signs, right, from God, so you know what you're going to do on your independent purpose in your path, and accept it because it's beautiful. But you need to pray to God so God can reveal that blessing to you, or you could miss your blessing. You could miss the blessings God had for you because the whole time you was thinking negative. The whole time you was allowing somebody to take you off your focus. The whole time you accepted the enemy telling you these lies, making you believe that you had to stoop down to the level of the people that gave up on themselves, the haters in the world, the people who chose to be like the world that hurt them. That's just what's going on right now. This is not an easy thing, and people will feel offended because at the end of the day, this is our lives. But you can overcome. When you allow God in your life, you can overcome whatever it is that's coming your way. Don't allow fear. Just pray, meditation, pray, and separating yourself from people that's just has anything that's just trying to hold you back. Once you get in that mentality, you'll begin to realize how your life starts to elevate. Get around people of God, people of the Holy Spirit, people who read the word. And if these people out here show you that they're just using and they're antichrist, because that's a whole nother topic, because people do that. They'll pretend like they forgot. Whole time they really against people. Look at people's hearts. Don't confuse the temptation of the flesh with the intentions of the heart. I don't know who needs to hear that, but y'all really need to understand that there's a big difference. And we're going to get on that topic. There's a whole lot of scriptures we're going to break down into about that. Never confuse the intentions of the heart with the flesh, because at the end of the day, your flesh is just what God is using. You will your flesh over to God. This is how God blesses you, because God put you here. How can you go against the one thing that created you and you never understood? Now you understand, or at least you're coming to some type of knowledge that you might have a purpose, which you do. Everybody has a purpose. Your change is for a reason. Every time you decide to make a new decision, guess what? Something happened in life that changed the way you thought, that affected you at one point in your life, that got you to be the person you are today. And you would never go back to that old person. You know why? Because that was God giving you signs in your life to shape you out to be different than everybody else. What side are you on? Who did you choose? Did you allow the darkness of the world to shape you out and to create you who you are today? Or did you allow the light of the world? Do you have too much pride, is what the Bible talks about? Have you allowed the ego and the pride to destroy who you are individually, your character, showmanship? Everybody wants to be on the top level, but if you look at people who stand on the top, guess what? There's other people at the top with them. And you know what they're doing? They have to have showmanship when they're on any type of field or any type of situation or competition or whatever it is, when it comes down to finances. Because you need money. When it comes down to finances, you need to have showman, you need to have respect. Everything is about the way you carry yourself, because if you can't have showmanship in the kingdom and the spirit of God, how can God give you showmanship in your life? You got to respect other men of God. You got to respect other women of God. You need to speak to them, get to know them, share experiences. And once you allow these people to show you who they are, you'll be able to better understand where you need to go. You don't got to tell everybody where you're going. Just go ahead and do what you're going to do. That's between you and God. When you have that conversation inside yourself and you pray and you communicate with God and you let go of the things that you don't need into your character and you pray that out, trust me, God will hear your prayers and you will see your life begin to change. But you have to have the courage and the strength to let go of everything that's not of God. It's of the world. And that's not easy, but it's definitely doable. And people do it all the time. And God bless them. And sometimes these blessings is not meant for everybody to see. Right? So thanks for tuning in. Jay Righteous Water Flows. I hope this resonates with the right people. Peace and love. Like I said, don't block your blessings because you want to sit there and be like somebody else that hurt you. Somebody else that ignored you, pretend like they didn't see that you actually treated them better than most people they probably ever came across in their whole entire life. That associate, that companion, whoever it was, didn't want to give you a chance. And then when you went into your dark place, your hibernation, figuratively speaking, you know, they made it seem like, oh, something was wrong with you. No. You just went, you dealt with your cries, and then you healed. God healed you. You gave it to God. You put it in his hands. You know, and people, they see that, they're going to feel it. They're going to know it. You know, so keep shining. Keep receiving the blessings God has for you. Stay low key. You ain't got to put all your business out there. You know? I got to go, y'all. One love, Jay Righteous.